Hey there, Safi here with your next episode of S-Corp Straight Talk. Today I want to talk about the S-Corporation election or S-election itself. When you register with your state as an LLC or a corporation or other state registering entities such as an LLP, your legal structure, which you're going to discuss with your attorney, doesn't change. When you make the S election, it's pretty much like you're asking permission for the IRS to tax you differently than whatever your default tax classification is. So for example, if you're an LLC and you're the only member, by default, you're taxed just like a sole proprietor on a Schedule C. And so when you make that S election, you're asking the IRS and your state, if required for a separate election, to now tax you this way as an S-Corp. But you legally are still an LLC. So when filling out paperwork or discussing legal structure with anyone, you need to still follow the legal structure requirements of your original registration. Your tax election doesn't change that. So you still are an LLC in that example. You're just taxed like an S corporation. All right, that's something to keep in mind. And while we're on that topic, I want to mention states can tax LLCs and sole proprietors and partnerships different from corporations or the same. So part of the importance of doing a individual analysis for you specifically is because if you're licensed in multiple states and you jump into that S-Corp election too soon, you may not realize you're actually opening yourself up to multiple state filing requirements depending on the rules for that state, whether they tax you where you are, based on where you are or where your clients are. So something to keep in mind when doing that cost-benefit analysis of the savings you may get from making the S election versus the cost of additional tax return filing fees and state registrations and so on and so forth. All right. Definitely hop into the 30-minute consultation to discuss preliminarily what could apply to you. And then let's do that cost-benefit analysis in more detail to see if it's a good time and a good fit for you. Until the next Straight Talk, have a great day.